Hey, it's nutritionist Trisha Mandis here, showing you how to eat healthy and love it. Thank you so much for watching this video right here. And if you watch the other two in this free series, thank you so much for watching and for your comments and for your emails and just for being here. It really motivates and inspires me to keep making these videos to show you how it's possible to lose weight and get lean and strong, not feeling skinny and miserable. And one of my favorite things about this is, one, it's all based off of evidence-based information, scientific information, and me having a master's of science in public health nutrition, the science and the evidence is of utmost importance to me. Wherever the evidence points is what I'm going to teach you. And the other really awesome thing about eating healthy and loving it and the way that I teach is that there's no portion restriction. There is zero calorie counting. There is zero carbohydrate counting. There is zero weighing of food. And what there is a lot of is loving the taste of the food that you eat and filling up at every single meal anytime you want to eat, when you want to eat. But the trick is, as I mentioned in other videos, is we're going to be eating whole plant-based foods. And the number one rule and goal that we're trying to attain when we eat is we want to be eating foods that are the most nutrient dense possible, as high in nutrition as possible, while being the lowest in calories possible. But this is the most important part, while staying full, right? Because if you just eat fruits and veggies, you are going to be so hungry in 2 days. And that's because they're not filling enough. So if you want to learn more about this, be sure you watch video number 2. But today, I am so excited to share with you a very inspirational and exciting story about a woman who thought that she could never ever lose weight again, and then was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at the age of 43 when she has 2 kids and a husband. Now I'm talking about Dr. Swan Adams. She has a PhD, and I have the pleasure of working with her at the University of South Carolina. When I was the director of Columbia's cooking at USC, I had the pleasure of working with Swan. Now, before she was diagnosed, she knew I was into plant-based foods and eating as much as I wanted, as long as it was plant-based, and she did not think that this food was going to taste good. She is a Southern woman, loved her meats and her cheeses and her fried food, but one day I made a plant-based meal for our entire department, and she was so freaking surprised and delighted to learn that eating plant-based can taste really, really good. She had my mashed potatoes and gravy, thinking that she was gonna have to leave and go get a cheesesteak afterwards, but she tried it and she was like, this is good. This is really good. And then she told me she went home to eat dinner, but she was still full. She also tried our fettuccine Alfredo, but our Alfredo sauce was made out of a base of cashews and sauteed onion and garlic and vegetable broth and nutritional yeast. So it was full of flavor, but it didn't have any cholesterol or butter or cream in it like traditional Alfredo. So she learned you could eat regular type food, but make them out of whole plant foods and make them taste freaking awesome and be full. So when she was diagnosed, she decided to come to me and she asked me for some of the scientific literature behind plant-based diets and type 2 diabetes and weight loss. So I sent them to her, and being the scientist that she is, she did some of her own research as well. So she decided to give it a try. Her doctor had suggested that she tried Nutrisystems, and Swan had tried Weight Watchers for 20 years, and it never worked. So she was like, no way am I doing Nutrisystems, woman, are you crazy? I know that's not gonna work. She felt like her only other option was bypass surgery. So she looked at the research, she looked at the evidence, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, Trish, let's do it. So I went over to Swan's house, spent an entire weekend with her, went over the evidence. I taught her how to do the diet the right way. Exactly. Eat this. You can have limited portions of this, and avoid this, and this. And when you do that, you can eat as much as you want. She didn't have to count carbohydrates. And yes, she is eating white potatoes, and she is eating pasta, and she is eating bread. But there's a lot of things that she is not eating. But as long as she sticks within the right foods, no carb counting, no weighing food, no nothing. So I am so excited to tell you that after 7 months of eating a plant-based diet, yes, she has lasted 7 months and loves it. Dr. Swan has lost over 30 pounds now, and her HbA1c is now in the normal range. That means she is no longer a diabetic, and she has officially reversed her type 2 diabetes. So awesome. Now, Dr. Swan's not the only person I've helped do this, but her story is so inspiring and amazing that I want to share some of her story with you in her own words right now. Heads up, the audio in this might be a little low, so if you have a speaker you could plug into this, I suggest you do that and turn that up, and you will get much more out of this video.
It's like, it's one of those things where you're almost a little kid. You're like, smell it first, and it smelled good. So anyway, I tried it, and I was like, whoa, this is delicious. This almost tastes like a real thing. So I began to eat more.
Right.
And then I went back for seconds. I mean, I had a big old plate, let me just tell you. And came away like, I'm so full. And I never thought I could achieve that on plant-based eating.
So then what did that make you think then after you received your diabetes diagnosis?
So at that point, I remember contacting you. I'm considering gastric bypass surgery, but it's so invasive. I'm not excited about it. What do you think plant-based could offer me?
Yeah.
And so you sent me a couple of studies, and then I actually also did my own research into lit reviews and research into it, and was pretty astounded by what I saw research-wise. And the research was showing similar remission rates to what you could get with gastric bypass surgery. But of course, you didn't have any of the side effects.
Right.
And, they had compared a plant-based diet to the American Diabetics Association recommended diet at the time, and actually had seen better long-term maintenance with the plant-based group than with the vegan group. So, I felt like, hey, now this is something that I could probably live with because of, my experience with what you had shared with me, with recipe wise and what was available to eat. And then the science was behind it to show me that, this is not a fad. It's something that's shown to scientifically be proven to help improve diabetes and put people into remission.
And you and I are the same in that we love to eat food, and we love to eat a lot of food. And that is not just important to our happiness, but also important for us to be able to do a diet or just live every single day. So in eating this way was part of the appeal, that you didn't have to portion restrict and calorie count, or there's not even you don't even count carbohydrates.
Doing exactly.
This. Yeah,
exactly.
So you full force adopted a whole foods plant-based diet. When you have type 2 diabetes or heart disease, it's more important that you eat very low fat.
Right.
So the recommendation was 10% of calories coming from fat, all whole plant foods. If you don't have severe heart disease or type 2 diabetes, you don't have to restrict fat that much on a plant-based diet, but that's part of understanding how to do a plant-based diet right. And we've talked about this before. There's so many ways to do it wrong and eat vegan incorrectly type thing, but you did the diet right. You learned how to do it right. I came over. We did a very intensive weekend together, training. We talked about the science. We talked about the actual recommendations and precisely what you need to do. We did a cooking demo. We did nutrition labels. We did a grocery store, all of this. So you just took the bull by the horn and you implemented it. Swan was amazing. I would say more so about than almost anyone else I've ever met, especially someone that was just diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So she just kicked ass, quite frankly. And you went back to the doctor 3 months later. And what did they say?
So they did the HbA1c first and had the results on the door when she came in for the first time. And she said, oh my gosh, Swan, your HbA1c has dropped from 7.4% to 5.8%. which at that point I literally screamed. And poor other people in the office, because here's this lady screaming.
But why? What do those numbers mean?
So basically 7.4% means that you are very clearly in the diabetic range. And then they've got a range that's what they call pre-diabetic. And that was really what I was shooting for in that first time period. So that was between 6 and 7. And I had bypassed that range and had dropped to even into the completely normal range at 5.8%.
So you reversed your diabetes.
I reversed it. It was in remission.
Correct me if I'm wrong, at that time you had lost 18 pounds, I believe. Okay, reversed to type 2 diabetes. So Swan was a very happy woman. I was so proud of her. But now it's been 7 months. So have you been able to maintain this over a 7-month period? And are you happy or are you sad? Like, are you feeling really deprived?
I'm ecstatic, to be honest. My diabetes remains in remission. I've now dropped 31 pounds. And I sometimes want to pinch myself because I think I'm so satisfied. I'm so used to Weight Watchers and that constant feeling of slight deprivation. I mean, you're happy, you've lost weight and you're excited about the health changes that you see. But there's that bit of, I fought for every piece of it I've gotten. And with this, I've had unlimited portions. I go back to that. That's clearly important to me. And, and for that reason, it seems so easy. I'm so satisfied. And I've lost 31 pounds. I've dropped from a size 22 to a size 16. And even now, a lot of my colleagues are saying, Swan, your pants are still too big. You're going to have to get some.
You need to get some smaller pants, Swan.
So, it's just all the way around, I feel good about myself. I've gotten my energy back. And I didn't realize with my kids what an important thing that was. But, my kids are young.
Yeah.
And I was just coming home, and it was just all I could do to get supper on the table for them prior to the plant-based diet, and get them into bed and homework and all that. And I would just drop into bed myself because I was exhausted. And then it took a little while for me to kind of feel that surge, but after about 3 months, I started feeling more energetic. And it's just, I want to do more stuff with them. I'm just more present with them because I'm just not fighting the fatigue like I was before. And you just don't realize that that's there until you you're in a situation where it's finally gone. And you're like,
I'm so proud of you.
So
I'm really freaking proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So it's it's something that I feel like I can maintain. I'm going to keep going. I'm not, I don't know that I'll get to my, I guess, ideal weight at 150 pounds. But I'm well on my way there, and we'll see where it goes. And the most important thing is to keep monitoring the diabetes and make sure I keep it in remission.
Swan isn't the only person I've had the pleasure of helping. I also want to introduce you to some of the other members that I've had the pleasure of helping over the years, because some of these people thought that they couldn't do it either, or were really surprised by how easy it is and how filling they are at every meal. Let's start with Janice Pfeiffer. She lost 20 pounds in 4 weeks and her blood pressure went back to normal. Hey now, her doctor also cut her medication in half. Her mood is better too. She's happier, calmer at work, and she overall feels healthier. She's even beginning to exercise a little bit every day. Her dream to be slender and healthy and at her ideal weight, and she's definitely on the way of getting there. Here's Joel Smith and his wonderful wife, and he was one of the first people I had the honor of helping. And unfortunately, his LAD artery was 70% blocked in his heart. So I had the pleasure of helping him and change his diet, went over to his house, taught him and his wife how to read nutrition labels, what he needed to do. And his doctor was confident that if he kept up the lifestyle changes that he may reverse his heart disease. This is from Linda Floyd. Her and I also did a training together, and in 30 days, she had lost 24 pounds, even while her husband still ate ice cream and chips and candy in front of her. And again, she didn't think she could lose weight either. The scale hadn't moved for her in years. She thought she was eating well, but she really wasn't. Then her TSH reading also came back better than ever, and she was feeling so much better. Here's from Dr. Swan. Again, you know her story. This is from Hermie Khan, a retired home economics teacher. Thanks to your classes, I'm off my cholesterol medication. My granddaughter and I have both lost weight and I feel great. Your classes were thorough, informative, and fire with your passion for your work. My total cholesterol dropped 60 points in 6 weeks, and I now fit comfortably into pants I haven't worn in several years, and I'm eating loads of food. Thanks, Trisha, for your wonderful ideas and support. I wish I'd done this years. This is from Dr. Kyle Homerkin from the Monroe Health Center in Oregon. I'm fired up about Trisha's work. I have a question for you right now. So what would your life be like right now if you implemented this information and did it, but you loved the food and it didn't feel like deprivation and it wasn't a challenge? How would your life be improved? Could you go to the grocery store and move around without having to use the buggy or the carts? Or if your kids moved into their new house, maybe you'd be able to help them all weekend long, lifting lots of boxes and climbing stairs and not be out of breath and have to sit and take rest. Maybe you could get off cholesterol medication. Or maybe you'd start to fit in your college-sized clothes again. But it wouldn't be about your body and what it looked like. You would just feel really good because you knew you were taking care of yourself. And you knew just by taking care of yourself that your body was then going to start to take care of you. A lot of people don't even realize that they can actually feel better than they feel because they don't know it's possible or it even exists. Swan has told me many times that she didn't realize that she had low energy until she improved her diet and she had more of it. So now she feels like she's more present and almost even a better mom to a certain extent because when she comes home from work, she's not exhausted and just wants to lay down. She still has energy to hang out and play with the kids and do Nintendo Wii and that type of thing. So she didn't realize that her life could actually feel better and that she would just feel better as a human being eating this way. So know that you may even get some unexpected results by improving your diet. I've had research participants whose kidney stones just haven't come back now that they've changed their diet, or other people have lost 30 or 40 pounds. So the types of results are endless, but the main thing is that you're really enjoying it. And loving eating healthy to me means that you genuinely enjoy what you're eating every single day. You're excited about eating food. You have no shame in eating lots of food, and you can do it for the long term. You don't have to, that's up to you, but you can. And then once you really know this information and you've given it a shot, even if you fall off the wagon, so to speak, it's always there for you to go back to, and you will always know what to do. If learning how to eat healthy and love it, to lose weight and get lean and strong and prevent disease and not go on medications, etc., all those amazing things that are available to you, if this is something that you're interested for yourself now or in the future, I am so glad you watch these videos, and I really hope that you know that more is possible and that these inspire you to go find out more. Now, I am particularly excited because tomorrow I am going to have a way for you to go even deeper with this information with me. Tomorrow I'm going to be opening up my online course for the very first time, but I'm only going to be taking 50 students. One, because it's our first time, so I really want to make sure we do a really good job and that all those 50 students have a really great opportunity to ask me lots of questions and get a lot of help before we expand the program. Now, I'm going to tell you a lot more about it tomorrow when we open cart, so make sure you watch tomorrow's video. You're going to learn how you can go deeper with me and learn all the information I talked Dr. Swan to get the results she got and even more. There's going to be tons of bonuses too. For example, the first person that signs up is going to get a free chef's knife as well as 3 30-minute one-on-one personal sessions with me for free. And then the second person that signs up is also going to have an opportunity to get something really awesome, and same thing as the third person. I also have a bonus I'm really excited about called How to Achieve Accelerated Weight Loss. Again, no portion control. This is not a fad diet for anyone who pays for the payment in full. But again, I'm going to be telling you way more about that tomorrow. But know the registration is only open for 2 weeks. So if you are interested in this 10-week online course showing you not just the evidence, not just how to do the diet right, but to get homework and to get weekly coaching calls with me where you can ask me anything that you want, and so many more bonuses to help you really learn this information and give you no reason not to make a change. If you're a part of this team and you're with me on the other side after tomorrow's video, you will have no reason not to really make a change and get those health results that you've really been dreaming of for a long time. So make sure you watch tomorrow's video. But right now, I want to hear from you. Are you at a place where you feel like you are ready to implement this information or to learn more so you can get the healthy results that you've been dreaming of for a long time? If you have any other questions to ask or any other comments, please just share below this video. And please share this entire video series with your friends, email it to them, or share it on Facebook. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Please be sure to watch the video. If you have any type of interest at all of going deeper and really getting this information and not having to take 5 online courses and read 10 books like I did, and it took me 2 years to really figure it out, I will tell you everything you need to do, and I will work with you, and I will be there by your side for 10 weeks in a row. Make sure you stick around tomorrow. We'll have an early bird price that will be highly discounted for the first week that registration is open. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Get educated, get support. I am here for you. I am here for you. Get educated and take control. Yes, you can get the healthy body you deserve.